Welcome to another Sapphic Lit pop-up author interview. Today we have Terri Cutshall. Terri, how you doing?
I'm doing well. Thanks for having me.
Oh, I'm glad you're here. We're going to talk about the third book that you're working on right now called Blueberry Scones and Jewels by the Sea. Can you tell us a little about that book?
Yes, absolutely. This current project that I'm working on is a contemporary sapphic romance. It is happily ever after because I truly believe in happily ever after. Love conquers all, wonderful. And this time I'm trying an age gap trope. The story is set in Chicago and Topsail Beach in North Carolina. And my first main character, her name's Julian, nicknamed Jules. She is the older of the two main characters, and she's pushing about 50 years old. She's a neurosurgeon in Chicago who's going through a divorce. So she is the confident main character, no nonsense until now. The divorce and some things at the hospital are throwing her off, and she's asked to take a leave of absence. And it's actually her sister that says, you know what, why don't you go spend your time at the beach? Okay. So, second character, Danny, she's the younger of the two. She's a retired Army medic and EMT. She finds herself back home in Topsail. She's in between places to live, and she ends up with her friend at her beach house. So then, of course, meet cute. We've got to get the two characters
Right.
together. And now, then I have to spend the rest of the time getting two characters together that are just in very, very different places in their lives. And it's been a lot of fun.
Yeah, well, that's great. How did
Yeah.
you come up with this idea?
Actually, it was on vacation at the beach. Topsail, North Carolina is a real place here in North Carolina. And I was sitting on the beach one day, very attractive jogger walks past me, grabs my attention. You know. Then later I'm sitting on the deck and I'm looking out watching the sunset and I'm watching all these people and their dogs walking up and down the beach. And I thought, first of all, wow, that jogger would make a great main character. And what if she meets a woman with a dog walking on the beach? I mean, I'm not sure. These ideas
Right.
just, pop into your head. And I thought,
Yeah,
but
yeah.
it stuck with me enough that I started writing it while I was on that vacation. And now that was years ago. Now this one's been in the works for a couple years. But it's got enough meat on it now that I really do hope to finish it this year.
Well, that's awesome. What's been a common theme in your books, as you start with these main characters?
I'm discovering that I really like to write about main characters that find what I'm calling their superpower, and that is the courage to overcome whatever fears or insecurities that they have inside to let love in. I find that there's so much where you really can't show up well for somebody else until you've got yourself figured out. And I really like to explore that with I find it as a theme in my books now. So I don't know if it was always conscious, but now I realize it's a conscious way that I'm setting up my main characters. And there's a lot of personal growth that they have to go through first to then, just even be aware that, oh, that person, oh, okay, I'm interested in that person. There might be something else there. So I mean, obviously we're all flawed, but I love thinking about the fact that um together, putting all those imperfections together can be extraordinary. And I'm a sappy Hallmark, lover. I want more sapphic Hallmark. That's really what I want. That's what I'm after.
Yeah, those are good. And is any of that, personal growth from experience or just,
It sure is. It sure is. I'm in my 50s, and I think that in the past 5, 7, 8 years, there's been a lot of aha moments for me, realizing that, those constructs that we have in our mind when we were kids, they don't have to remain. And when someone actually looked at me and said, "You can change your mind," I was like, "Am I allowed? Am I allowed to do that? That would be fantastic, right?" So I think a lot of it has to do with that, and for sure, I pull some of that experience, and it's just so freeing when you do realize that, you know what, you have every right to change your mind, and you don't have to do things the way your 11-year-old self was told to do
right?
things. So yeah, I really do.
That's good to know. Now, how do
Yeah.
we fit that on a bumper sticker? This was great. It goes so fast. How
It
do
does.
readers find you?
I am on Facebook, Instagram, TikTok, even Threads. I I post intermittently, and it's one of my to-dos next, and that's to get better at marketing. But yeah, I'm on all of those. It's Terri Cutshall author, and some of them are Cutshall Terri, but my name and author, and you'll find me there.
Yeah, well, you need to teach those horses how to do social media.
That's that would be fantastic.
Well, thank you. This was great.
Thank you. I appreciate it.
My pleasure.